Well, good morning, everyone. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins just before noon, and I wanted to start by going over our watches and warnings. Obviously, we have that wind advisory out there. Gusts actually will be in the 50s and could get even higher when the storms get here, but on average, out ahead of the storms, 20 to 30 with those gusts in the low 50s. Coastal flood warning for tonight, especially around the time of high tide, which is about 11:30 p.m. tonight. 2 to 3 foot is what is expected around the Tampa Bay area, 2 to 4. You get up towards Crystal River, up towards Chiefland. Obviously, small craft, it's not a good day to take boat out. The small craft advisories went to gale warnings, and we're going to have high surf and rip currents going. So here's a live look outside right now. You can see the winds have turned to the south, generally south to southwest now. You can see 20 miles per hour with those higher gusts. Look how warm we got. We really warmed up with those southerly winds. Nothing out there on our local radar, but look, if you look back to the west, that is it. That's the line. This is what we call a squall line. Look, guys, this is going to last 30, maybe 45 minutes in any particular area. Your house, 30 to 40 minutes as it goes through, and that's it. But in this line is the pretty good chance for severe weather. They've had some serious weather up in the Panhandle. Panama City Beach, Mariana, it looks like we had a couple water spouts, tornadoes move on shore, quite a bit of damage there. I will say this area, with the tornado watch, they actually have the best chance for severe weather today. The further south you get towards us, we get a little bit less upper level winds, a little bit less of amount of energy to make good storms, but we still have some. They've extended the tornado watch now across towards Jacksonville. It may come a little bit further to the south to include us, but look, it's close enough that that's something we're going to be watching for. There's the low. Look at the mess heading into the Great Lakes all the way into the northeast. Not a good travel day for them. Air temps, look how muggy it is. Mid to upper 70s now. That's not going to be the issue. The winds have gusted 52 in Sarasota. St. Pete Clearwater Airport had 51 earlier, 48 in St. Pete, 26 in Davis Islands, and Tampa Airport at 35 for a gust. You can see these higher numbers. These will continue until the storms come through this afternoon, and then the wind will actually come down just a little bit. Look at it dropping off, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. This is whenever the line of storms comes through, then your winds will drop off, and it's going to be earlier along the coast, later for inland locations. Now, the good news about these winds dropping off like that is that that will limit the amount of water that comes on shore. However, there's still wind out there, and what's happening in this, the wind's blowing to the from the south now, so it blows water up here. But you see all this high wind up here, even when we don't have it here? This surge is coming in our direction, and unfortunately, this is around midnight. That's when I think we're going to get this real good push of water, and that's when the high tide is, about 11:30 tonight. So that's the peak, I think, of the water surge. We're going about 2 to 3 feet for that. Let's time the storms. Here we go. This is 2:30, maybe a little bit earlier than this, but you can see Crystal River just starting to get it. Pasco, Pinellas, Western Hillsborough, 3, 4 o'clock. This is 4 p.m. Doesn't last long. That's 5 p.m. east of I-75, Eastern Hillsborough, Polk County, Manatee, Sarasota, 4, 5 o'clock. And then it continues to push further south and east. That's 7 p.m. and it's almost completely out of here. But those westerly winds are on shore, and that's when the water levels will come up tonight. They're coming up with the tide. Severe weather threat from Tampa northward, 3 out of 5. That's why this area has the watch now. The further south you go, the less chance, but it's something that we have to watch. The next 12 hours will show temperatures dropping down behind that, and we'll go down in the upper 50s to low 60s. 10 Tampa Bay at noon is coming up live on Channel 10, so you can switch over there here in just a little bit. We'll see you then, and we'll be with you here throughout the afternoon and the evening.